everybody, Daniel Johnson from the Venza Dutch office. Welcome back to another Venza reaction video. We're glad you're here. With me, as always, Sean Shields from the Roswell office. He's doing a little dance move. It's disco time somewhere. Anyway, we got a couple of guys here who are I'm gonna call it again, in the hot seat. They are waiting to find out what they have to react to. So we're going to get to that in a second, but before we do, let's find out who they are. Start with you, Mike.
Hi there, I'm Mike Gray from NEC. We're a global provider of technology. Hospitality is one of our specialties, and everything we do is based on orchestrating a brighter world.
All right, love it. That's a great line, brighter world. We need that.
I need that tagline.
Yeah. I need that from my home office because it's dark in there. It's maybe I need better lighting. So, Anthony, tell us about yourself.
Thanks for having me. Anthony Kylitis. I am co-founder and marketing director for ReactorNet. We are a procure-to-pay solution across multiple industries, but hospitality is one of our specialty industries as well. So we help customers control and manage their spend, and also venture into some of the peripheral areas of supply chain, like inventory management, recipe management, CapEx, budget tracking, things of that nature.
Good stuff. Well, glad to have you both here. Before the recording, we were talking about getting back together face to face soon, and so glad you're here today, safe and sound. We can see you remote, and really excited about seeing you guys in person soon. All right, so you guys know how it works. Sean's going to share something, and let's find out what your thoughts are. So, kind of running a risk that you guys might have already read this article from Hotel Tech Report. It is well, it was updated. Well, it was in Sean's. It's updated today, for crying out loud. But mine, it shows it was updated a couple of weeks ago. So thought maybe you guys would have already seen this. 8 disruptive hotel technology trends to watch in 2021. Sean, if you wouldn't mind just showing the 8. Question to you guys: at a glance, SaaS is exploding, APIs, guest room technology innovation, privacy, cybersecurity. OTAs struggling, Wi-Fi, big data, digital hotel companies. Now we can glance down to look at any of those, so you can, if you're wondering what those possibly might mean. But my question to you guys is, do you think there's anything on that list that makes you kind of say, really? Or is it, do you think that these are the disruptive trends? More SaaS. Who wants to go first? You want to jump in there?
I'll jump in there because this is what we do.
Look at that courage. I usually don't give you a chance to volunteer, but Mike is jumping right into the fray. What you got?
So at NEC, we're involved mostly in items 3 and 4. Guest room technology has come. It's stalled, and it's now exploding at a rapid pace. The whole idea now is to provide a frictionless, sometimes even touchless guest experience, where the chains have always been trying to provide this overly abundant amount of personal service. Now we're in a world where a guest wants to be able to check in remotely, go to their room unassisted, have a stay, often without contacting anyone in the hotel, but still taking advantage of services, and then being able to check out without ever physically looking at someone or interacting with them. And that's a struggle for many of the hotel chains because hospitality is their business. But they now just realize this is a new type of guest that they're going to be having to work with. And NEC has been moving very rapidly to provide hotels with those technologies that allow them to give a personal touch but still respect the guest requirements. And then privacy and cybersecurity, certainly Venza's a leader in that area, but NEC does touch into that with a lot of things called like backup as a service that helps prepare a guest or a hotel for a potential problem. As far as the others goes, OTAs have always struggled. Software as a service is exploding. Of course, it is with the touchless society. Give me better Wi-Fi and big data. Hotels have traditionally never been able to take advantage of.
Yeah, of all the data. Right. So what I'm getting from you is resoundingly 3 and 4 should be on the list. I'm also getting kind of a lukewarm. Yeah, these are also issues. Of course they are, but not really disruptive. Is that to read? Okay. Anthony, your thoughts?
Yeah. Interesting. The first thought is, number one, SaaS is exploding. I mean, we've been doing this for 20 years. We started out in 2000 as a software as a service company. So I'm like, what? 20 years later, it's exploding? Yeah. Really? Yeah. It seems like it's a little bit behind. I guess there's still a lot of companies using on-premise software, and it is hard to transition. Yeah. But it's not nearly as hard as it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Exactly.
So that's my thoughts on that. I do find number 2 interesting. APIs are mainstream. That's a great way to put it. That tells me that companies are more and more inclined to diversify what their system landscape looks like. They're willing to try this service out and this service out and this service out for a variety of different reasons. They want those systems to talk to each other. And it used to be that APIs were not mainstream, and so there was an inclination, I think, to find one system that does everything. And that's difficult to do, right? Because it's hard to be good at everything. Where now companies can be good at one thing, and customers know that system can potentially integrate with another system. So, and there's I still come across a lot of companies where APIs are not necessarily part of their offering, but they're going to have to catch up. And same with us. I mean, I'll be honest, fully transparent. We've got a lot of work to do in that area too. So seeing this list and seeing on this list is something that I'm going to be thinking about for a while. So, and then big data. The other thing that stuck out to me, for the longest time, it was about how to capturing the data. And now we've got to the point where we're capturing all the data, and it's so much, it's overwhelming, right? And people really, the bigger struggle was not capturing the data, it's what to do with the data now.
And if you look at number 4, the question is whether, with privacy, do you really need that data? Because if you don't know why you need that data and what you're doing with that data and have a plan, you're not compliant with data privacy laws.
Also look at the challenge of big data is the ability to receive it, store it, sort it, analyze it, and act on it. And that the last part, to do that on a timely basis, by the time many companies get around to doing that, the data is old and we've all moved on. There are tools that can help.
Another thing, I find that data oftentimes doesn't answer questions, it raises more questions, which then means you have to go out and collect more data. And if you're not careful, you end up in a situation where you're just spinning your wheels. So I think it's disruptive for sure. Definitely can be disruptive.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys. It wasn't so bad being in the hot seat, I hope, for you.
No, this was a fun.
It was a pleasure having you fellows. Looking forward to seeing you and everyone else that's out there in the flesh and at the next coming events. Before we part, Sean Shields, any words of wisdom?
Big data the big data you own can somehow own you. Remember that.
Okay. Okay, Grandmaster. Great. Good to have you guys and everybody out there. Thank you so much for watching this this reaction video. We will see you next time.